Okay. Let's go to Leonardo, who's calling from Laval. Hi, Leonardo. Leonardo, do we have you?
Yes. Hello, I'm here.
Hey, welcome to the program. Yeah. What do you want to talk about?
Yeah, so actually it's funny that you were talking to the gentleman just now. I'm actually just starting in the business of repairing. So
okay.
I'm a graduate from Vanier College. I did a 3-year technical program in computer engineering technology. I'm also a student at Concordia right now, leading into computer engineering. And so I just wanted to say I've been having a lot of experience with TVs, especially. So a lot of the times with TVs, I see that, for example, the backlights, they go out, they burn out. And it's usually one of the repairs that people don't want to take up because of the cost affiliated with that kind of repair.
Give me a sense of what the repair cost might be versus getting a new one. So
it's especially problematic with cheaper TVs, like more, I wouldn't say, how can I say this? More cheaper TVs like Hisense, for example. They have TVs, you can buy them for maybe a couple $100s at most.
Okay.
And the problem is with backlights, the parts alone cost at least a good $100, and the TV might be worth only like $300.
I see. Okay, because Bob Murphy, I think, was also talking about TVs sometimes where it's a really cheap repair.
Yeah, and then the problem is, unfortunately, I haven't seen really cheap repairs because this is maybe he was talking about older TVs, because with older TVs, like for example CRTs, those are very easy to repair because most of the time you can do it in an hour, 2 hours, and the parts are not even more than $23.
Those are the big, heavy, deep TVs that pretty much nobody has anymore, right?
Pretty much nobody has anymore, unfortunately. So now the problem is with the newer TVs, yes, you can get them pretty cheaply, but the problem is when they break down, the parts are sometimes, it's not worth going for that kind of repair.
Interesting point. Thank you so much for calling in.
No problem. Thank you very much.
We have about 2 minutes left, Elisa Santivani. Let's end with you here, and my apologies again, and our apologies to everybody who's not getting onto the program before. But, when we were speaking with Bob Murphy and when we were speaking just now with Leonardo, a couple of things I'm wondering about. You can end any way you want, but there is our mentalities, right? And we've become so used to getting the new thing that we might want the new thing rather than getting the thing repaired, right?
Yeah, that's certainly true. I think for some people more than others. So I'll tell you, maybe I'll end with a very brief story. So
you have about a minute, okay?
Oh, okay. So I would just say, last year I spent the entire year committed to not buying anything new as part of my research to see what it would feel like to push back against what we might call these novelty-seeking behaviors, wanting that new thing.
Yeah.
And it is doable. It's possible to do. The other thing that I just want to end with is the grassroots efforts that he was mentioning are fantastic, but I would say let's not put too much burden on individuals here because I think this is a bigger, more systemic, collective problem. So it's important that we all make good decisions, but the responsibility really is going to lie at sort of higher levels. So I'm advocating for the policy changes here.
Right, and for the legislation. You're saying, though, things like Duct Tapers Anonymous, that's great, but we do need the legislation. Listen, I want to thank you so much for spending the hour with us. Thanks very, very much for being here today.
And such a pleasure. Thank you so much.
That's Elisa Santivani. She's an assistant professor in the Faculty of Information and Media Studies at Western University, principal investigator of a SSHRC-funded research project on the right to repair. We did invite people from the federal government and from the provincial government to talk, in the case of Quebec, about the legislation, and in the case of the Canadian government, about proposed legislation, and we were told interviews were not possible. Thank you for phoning. Thanks for taking part in the program. Thanks so much for listening to the program. Appreciate you doing that. We're going to post it online at cbc.ca/listen, or you can use the CBC Listen app. We'll speak with you tomorrow. Bye-bye.